Howdy there in YouTube land. I decided to do a quick little video on something crazy here. So what I've actually been doing is I've got my circuit design here and I'm getting together a bill of materials. Well, the issue at hand here is I've only got two monitors, okay? So I've got my Eagle schematic and board layout over there, and then I got DigiKey over here, and then I've got my bill of materials list in Excel over here. So, obviously, I can just bounce between here, grab a part number, copy it, grab another number, copy it, bring it into Excel, which is over here, and you already can tell I'm already getting lost and bounce between windows, okay? And in most cases, there would be nothing wrong with this. But why not put something to use that, is a 20-pound, desk ornament, decide to put this computer to use? Because here's the catch. Here's the thing here. Why should I sit here and let this computer go to waste when I can actually put it to use? It makes sense. So, what we're actually going to do here, let's say if I need, an Excel document, I have it open over here, okay? There's my Excel document. Sorry for the flickering, that's just a camera. So I can work on my Excel document over here instead of over here. So for example, let's say I don't need this, and I pull up the Excel document over here instead, and I have it, all the part numbers listed, manufacturer numbers listed, but you can probably see a quick problem, okay? And that is, let's say I have a part number from DigiKey, and I have a manufacturer number, such as, let's see if I can pull it up. That's the manufacturer number. Look at that long number. Do I feel like typing that out? Heck no. Why would I want to type that out? Especially when I'm looking it up over here and I got this long part number and I want to paste it in over here. So I had devised a little solution for that. And actually, I'm going to pull it up right now. So here's simple text. And you can probably see a little thingy-mabobber hiding in the corner here, but ignore that for a second. So, let's say I find a part number. Well, for the sake of argument, let's go back to my spreadsheet. Let's say I want to find that number on DigiKey. Okay. So, that number is now on DigiKey. Let's say let's do a search, paste, enter, and surprisingly enough, that's the same one that I have there. Okay. So, I got the manufacturer's number. Well, let's say if I want the DigiKey number or if I want the URL that points to it. So I can say, I can highlight my DigiKey, copy it like I'm getting ready to put it into the Excel document here. But I can just go over here and just hit paste. Boom, there it is. That simple. So let's say if I want the URL instead, go back over here to my DigiKey. I grab the URL, copy it, and go back over here, and then, boom, there it is. That's going to make life a whole lot simpler. So let's say if I'm done with simple text here, you get the idea, so we're not going to save that. I go in the keypad and let's say I have there's a surface mount 0805, 0.1, 0.1 resistor, or capacitor. So what we're going to do, 6957-1-ND, I'll type that in just for sanity's sake. Okay, and there's different ones. Let's say you have one here, and then we have one here. Let's say we don't like that one. Let's say we find a different one. So we go to capacitors. Let's see, we go to ceramic capacitors. Let's find one that better suits our application. So we'll do in stock. Do surface mount. Yeah. Let's say we want to go to a through hole. Why not? Let's go to a through hole. I want this one, okay? Well, look at that big, long manufacturer's part number. So what are we going to do? We are going to copy that number and replace it instead. So copy, and go back to our spreadsheet, and where were we? There's our line here, which is highlighted, and then we are going to paste it in there. Boom. See, there's the number I just copied. Here and here. So, that is going to make my life a whole lot simpler for sanity's sake, because I do not want to type those big long numbers. And I've only got the software programmed to go one way. So if I want to copy something out of here, I can't go the other way with it. Although, maybe I should, but I don't really need to go the other way. Really, I only need to go the one way because I'm going to be clearing this out and starting over because this is old. Because I've redesigned this circuit since then. So, but this is sort of what the video is about. But you know, let's take a look at what actually makes this tick. No, I don't want to save it because I'm going to be starting over again. Close that out and that out, and there's a little guy hiding in the corner that makes this thing tick. That is my little TCP utility, and the way this works is rather simple. All it does is it establishes a TCP server, and here's a little basic VB6 client that I created, and this actually connects to that socket listening. So what happens is this guy monitors the clipboard, and if there's new data that gets copied into the clipboard, so in this case you can see the different things I've copied. See all that? That's what I've copied over the course of this video. It sees something that goes in the clipboard. As soon as it sees it, it pulls it out, transmits it through the socket connection. This program then receives that signal or that packet, parses it, and then stores it in the clipboard. Okay? So basically you're just transferring clipboard contents across. And that program works real great, except there's one little bug, and I think it's an operating system related issue that I cannot fix. So for example, I'll have the TCP app here. I'll go into, I'm in simple text, so let's say if I want to copy, let's see, go back here to this page, and let's say if I want to copy the results. So I can go right click, copy, and then go over here and then paste it. Okay, noticed this app actually had focus. Okay, now if I click off of that program and go to simple text, and I do this again, so I'll say control while selecting, but if I go over here and hit paste, it doesn't register. But if you go into the application program and actually look through here, you can see where it registered, but it didn't register up here because for some reason when this app is not in focus, the system clipboard no longer applies. But I guess that's an operating system issue that I can't actually fix. So actually what we're going to do here is we're going to disconnect this app, close it, and then we're going to close simple text. No, we're not going to save it. We're going to bring up our files. Inside here is the program itself. And this program is actually written in software called Real Basic. I don't do C programming, as you know from watching my videos, and I don't do Code Warrior or anything like that because that's all C related. So I did it in BASIC, and it's a simple little basic program, no pun intended. So what we do is we make a connection, and then there's our method open socket, and that's what actually sets up the socket and opens the port. So yeah, that's all there is to it. It's a very simple application, and then the VB application is just as simple. It's really simple. So let's go ahead and disconnect and close that. So if I open up the VB6 app, it's that simple. There's nothing to it. It's just, that's it. That's all there is to it. Nothing else. So, without further ado, thank you for watching, and hopefully you find this video helpful if you want to put your machine to good use and can't think of a way to help you out transferring information over. So as long as these machines are on the network, and you don't even have to be on the network. It does support serial ports, so as long as you have a serial connection between the two, like a null modem cable, you can essentially do the same thing. For example, that guy right here, that's my Macintosh Color Classic, and this software is compiled as a fat binary, so I can actually run this program. Let's quit that. On the PowerPC, which is what I'm running right now. but I can also run this program on the 68K and essentially do the same thing. So if I'm working over here instead, I can still transfer information back over. And it's not just, Excel documents this would be handy on. This would actually work for Word documents. So if you're writing a instruction manual or something like that and there's a reference link, well, do I want to type that big long ass link? Hell no. I'd rather just copy it and then paste it. It'd be a whole lot easier. So thank you for watching, and leave a comment if you have one.